goblins and witches are all the go at Halloween time. But are there some plants that would actually fit into that sort of category? Well, indeed there are, and this is a couple of them. We've got some carnivorous plants, otherwise known as insectivorous or flesh-eating plants. How about that? Now, these plants are quite bizarre, but they can be grown very readily once you understand what it is that they need. The perfect way to grow them is to bung them into a terrarium. It works really well. This is what you need to do. Start off with a mix, and I've got here some sphagnum peat moss. This is very light and fluffy, and it comes out of swamps, so it's got the right pH. So we'll mix one part of that with some horticultural charcoal. Now, the role of the charcoal in the mix is to keep it nice and open, and it also stops it from going too acidic. So we'll mix in equal quantities of that. Give it a quick mix, and then that can go into the base of these containers. So that one's about ready to go. Now, what have we got in the way of plants? We've got two varieties. This is the Venus flytrap. So we'll just take that one out of the pot, give it a squeeze and a push, put it in position. Now, the other plant comes from South Carolina in the Americas. Once again, it grows in very swampy country, and once again it needs insects to give it the nutrient to grow. Now, it turns out that it's very effective at killing off European wasps, so that makes them very handy in the garden and in the house. Once again, we'll pop that in there next to the Venus flytrap in the same mixture. Very happy in that. So we'll just top that up with the same mixture now. And then for a bit of decoration on the top, I'm going to put some sphagnum moss. This is a living moss that grows in swamps. We actually have it growing naturally in Tasmania, in Australia, but it's also well known in the Northern Hemisphere, where it grows in Canadian swamps and right through Europe. So there we have it, and the last thing to do is to settle them in with some water. And then the ideal spot for this in the house is one where there's plenty of light. So pop them into the kitchen, not too far away from the window. Remember to keep them evenly moist, so if ever it looks like the soil is drying out, just give it a bit of a top up, and away you go. Now, the thing about these, kids just love them. One last hint, don't let the kids go too crazy catching flies, because you can actually overfeed these plants. So it's best if Mother Nature is left to her own devices and the plants get what they need from the air.